If you know enough Russian to be learning about participles, you've almost certainly seen short adjectives too. Remember, these are special forms of adjectives that can only be used in the predicate of a sentence, that is, after some linking verb like was, is, or will be. For example, «Сегодня мы заняты, но завтра будем свободны». Девочка была больна. Since past passive participles are really adjectives that are created from verbs, they can have short forms too, and they're actually pretty common. Let's look at a few examples. Роман был написан в 1958 году. Билеты куплены, визы получены. Договор не будет подписан. Музей будет закрыт на ремонт. Let's look at the link verbs first. To express that something was done or had been done in the past, we'll just use the past tense of быть and the short form of the participle. For the future, we can use the future tense of быть. And notice how for the present we don't see a link verb, since we never use быть in the present tense anyway. And now just a few comments on the short forms themselves. The short forms of type 3 participles, those formed with the, look just like you'd expect a short adjective to look. You don't see an ending in the masculine. We have a in the feminine, o in the neuter, and y for plural. Like other short adjectives, they never take case endings, since they always refer to the subject of the Russian sentence anyway. Types 1 and 2 have these same short endings after just a single n. We can contrast that to the long forms, which have the double n. And you may have noticed that all the examples we've seen here were translated with the passive in English. Now, it's beyond the scope of this video, but I should mention here that short participles are not the only good equivalents for an English passive. You can also use the они form of the verb without the word они. For example, ее книги читают везде. Or you can use a reflexive form of some verbs with ся, with a very similar meaning. Как это пишется по-русски? Summing up, it's really common to see short forms of the past passive participle after a link verb like был or будет. Like other short adjectives, the endings are a for feminine, o for neuter, y for plural, and you'll see no ending at all for the masculine. Past passives of type 1 and 2 have just one n, a single n, instead of the double n of the long form. And keep in mind that while these are pretty common in writing and in formal Russian, they're just one of several ways to express a passive meaning in Russian.